morning, welcome to the 13 Market Moves Daily Analysis. Guys, we're going to review what has taken place on April 8th, 2019. And here are the top 3 observations for the day of April 8th. Number 1, Apple and Chinese stocks keep moving higher. So in a second, we're going to take a look at the charts and try to make sense of what's actually going on here. Number 2, Tesla chart points to a collapse. And number 3, guys, congratulations. Earnings season is about to start this Friday. Get ready. Guys, if you have not taken Trade Like a Rockstar course yet, make sure you click the link below this video and you take advantage of it. It's going to help you trade the earnings season. It's going to help you study the correlations. It's going to help you generate all sorts of crazy trading ideas throughout these earnings seasons. So take action now and make sure you're fully prepared for the earnings season. Okay, the chart of Apple. Here's what's going on. Okay, lots of bullish activity in Apple, but it's about to end. Look at the divergence on the volume. Look at these divergence on the RSI. As bullish as everybody is saying, hey, Apple is going to be the giant of the healthcare industry and all that stuff. Okay, the charts are pointing that this rally that Apple has had, which we actually predicted, this huge gap up higher, right? It's about to run out of steam. Why? Well, because if you remember and you study the history of the Apple chart, we're hitting some major level of resistance here. And so everybody that wanted to buy Apple over the course of the last few months, they've done so at these lower levels. So we are expecting, number 1, some profit taken coming in at this 200 level. We're expecting a major resistance level to actually prevent the stock from moving higher. It does not mean that Apple cannot move higher. What it does mean that it's going to be a fight. It has a higher probability of trending sideways to lower. And the reason I have these two things circled right here for you guys is because where we are right now on the chart, we're going to actually get an easy 3 days lower, just like what we've seen literally a couple of weeks ago when it was making a $7 move lower. Please check out the next video I'm actually going to place on YouTube explaining why buying puts in this bull market is actually an insanely profitable trade. Now, moving further with the observation on the BABA chart. Same thing, right? Same thing as Apple. We're seeing some divergence. We're hitting this major level of resistance. We're seeing the divergence on the volume. We're seeing a couple of small bullish things. So this is not a perfect trade by no means on the short side. However, there are clearly some developments on the chart that tell you, as bullish as everybody is right now on China, trade deal, and all the good stuff they keep talking about in the news, this may not be the time to be bullish, but on the opposite, this is actually a great level. This was one of the alerts yesterday to come in and start buying some puts on BABA. Now, not all the stocks in the Chinese sector are equally made right now. Now, this is a good short right here in our view. However, Baidu chart looks completely different. The only thing that is similar here is that both of these stocks are hitting some major levels. So we look at the case of Apple. Yes, it's moving higher. It's highly bullish. BABA, yes, moving higher, but the chart is not so bullish. Baidu moving higher, but we're still seeing some mixed signals here, some bearish, some bullish signals here. Baidu chart looks clearly way better, especially on the volume, right? The volume does stand out. But look, guys, this moves, if you study, the history of any stock, when a stock moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days higher in a row, okay, the probability that it's going to move higher on the 7th day is less than the probability of that stock moving higher on day 6. The probability of this stock moving consecutively higher 9, 10, 12 days in a row is just significantly less. So when we see a sharp move higher like this, which would be exactly the opposite of this move right here in December, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days lower, followed by what? Followed by a bounce. So it's reasonable to expect this is exactly the level where the stock started major drop in this consecutive drop multiple days in a row. We're hitting that exact area. It's reasonable to expect a pullback. Again, we're not expecting a crash in pretty much anything right now, but what we're expecting is some healthy pullbacks in a lot of things. So yes, we like this beautiful action that the stocks are moving higher because they represent a great opportunity on the pullback. And I'll get a little bit ahead of myself. The cool thing about this is that your options premiums on the put side are highly deflated right now. So it's really easy to trade from the standpoint of buying low and sell high because you don't need major drops in the stock to be locking some crazy gains. Now, moving to the Tesla chart. Guys, whoa. I mean, if you study the chart of Bitcoin from 2017 in December to January 2018 and 19, this chart really highly resembles the Bitcoin chart. In other words, every time people get some hope, oh, it's another new model that they're coming out, oh, it's the private deal, oh, it's this and that. Any type of positive news could be compared in Tesla to the positive news in Bitcoin. All the multiple reasons everybody was saying Bitcoin was going to go high. Well, this similarity in this chart is absolutely insane. Okay, and there's actually one other stock, okay, that I'm going to post in the next video that I'm going to share with you. One other stock actually resembles Bitcoin chart even more than Tesla. Yes, guys, it's absolutely insane. But what we're noticing here is every time on any positive news, this thing moves higher, it sells off. And it's very, very highly predictable, okay? And you probably know we've been extremely bearish on Tesla for the last 30 to 60 days. And there's been many reasons why, and we pointed them on the chart. So I'm not going to cover all of them right now. However, the most important thing is look at this gap lower. Since this gap lower has taken place, okay, every time it gets to that level, 1, 2, 3 times, it goes lower and it creates further gap downs or gaps lower. So this one right here, this one right here, and look, we're in a situation again where it just created another gap down. Actually, if you study the history of Apple chart in the last 6 months, before it finally hit a low at the 140s and started moving higher, Apple chart looked exactly like this. There was just numerous gap downs which just continued. Now, with the sentiment, you know, of a lot of bulls saying, no, it's going to go to $400 or $500, $600. Okay, maybe at some point in the future it could be realistic. However, what the chart is pointing to right now, it doesn't matter what the hell anybody says, the volume speaks louder than words. And what the volume tells us, look at these red huge bars in volume, guys. Every time it sells off, what happens? It doesn't just sell off. No, it sells off on huge volume. Then it goes higher on low volume. Look at this sell-off right here. Look at the spike in volume, guys. Then it goes higher on volume, tiny volume. Another drop, another spike in the red bars, in the sell volume. Another drop, another spike. Another drop recently, another huge. Look, I've got this blue dot right here. Look how huge the volume went. It actually reached the same level on the sell-off here and here. So the stock sells off and continues to sell off on huge volume, and it continues to go higher on low volume. So use every opportunity to short Tesla in the near term because these moves lower will continue. And the 250 level is a huge level of support. There are a lot of things point that we will actually break below this strong support of 250. And once that support is broken down, guys, I mean, 220 could happen within days. 190, actually 187 is the next major level of support in Tesla once it drops below 250, 248 level. So the chart is as good as it gets on the bearish side, guys. This high probability of further gap downs is really insane. So check it out. Pay very close attention to Tesla. There is going to be money made here if you take action at the right time. Again, what's the right time? Anytime it bounces higher on low volume without closing any of these gaps, just short the hell out of it and you will make money. It's that simple. Okay, let's talk about the market moves. April 8th, market move. Initially, market started dropping, as we would typically see a gap lower is in the move free. But by the end of the day, the market picked itself up. It just basically, squeezed a tiny little gain at the very, very end of the session. This is how it looks on the chart. So gap down, little fight, sits a couple of lows of the day, moves higher, finishes slightly higher. Okay, typical move 4 type scenario. Move 4 is a bullish reversal type move. The 2-day sequence is 1-4, so 2 bullish moves in a row. This is how it is represented in the chart right here. I think it's pretty easy for everybody to see that in a move 4, the gap down happened, hit the same level as where we started the move 1 in the previous day. After that, market struggled for a little bit and pulled out this tiny little gain. The longer term sequence, 5-day sequence, is 5-11-7-1-4. I started color coding these moves for you guys, so to help you just make some better, easier observations, the only move in the last 5 days that was a bearish move was a move 11, right? It's surrounded by these 4 bullish moves that I've got here in the green. So clearly the bulls are prevailing. However, the magnitude of these moves is not highly significant. It's not huge by no means. So what we are expecting going further from here is, remember, the market needs catalyst to have a substantial breakout higher. Okay, the talks on the trade deal is not going to produce that because it's not new news. It's old news. It's old and abused news. And the impact of the trade deal is likely, no matter what the agreement is, and no matter what are the terms, it's likely to bring the market lower rather than higher. So just keep that in mind as we're proceeding, that the market at this point is running out of catalyst. Everybody knows the interest rates are not going to be going higher. Everybody knows that the trade deal is in the talks and nothing really is happening there. And it's likely to continue this way because it makes sense to keep it that way for the purpose of keeping the market hoping that everything is going to be fine, because the election, the presidential elections, is not that far out. So they're going to do whatever they can to maintain that market at a steady pace. So with that said, here is how the 5-day sequence looks on the chart. Rather bullish, you might say, but do not disregard these big spikes lower that are in the red. Somebody is selling, and they are doing it a very good job at this without dropping the market substantially. So great job to those sellers. They sure know what they're doing. Now, this sequence here, guys, has actually a low probability. So we want to stay on pace. We want to keep trading small positions until the 13 markets move formula produces a higher probability sequence. Let's review the VIX real quick. The VIX is still low numerically. As you know, from taking the 13 markets move formula course, we consider VIX numerically low if it's under 16. And the second component of the VIX we always want to review is the VIX uptrend and the downtrend. In this condition, it is downtrending. However, as you can see, I've got the VIX range highlighted in the green. What does that mean? Well, yesterday we have VIX range highlighted in the red, which means it kept downtrending. So we're showing some signs where VIX is actually hitting higher numbers than the day before, even though what? Even though the market ended up in the positive territory. Now, because the market ended squeezing that tiny gain at the very, very end of the day, the VIX did close at the lows of the day. It is doing a phenomenal job maintaining this 13 level. So it really, really feels like this could be the low in the VIX. So as long as the VIX stays above 13, there is a high probability of a reversal here. Now, overall, the VIX for the day looks like this. It actually looks like a move too, doesn't it? Now, here's the 5-day, 15-minute chart on the VIX. And I think the most important observation, just like what we were discussing a second ago on the Tesla chart, we had a lot of gap downs. Well, looks like we got a pretty major gap up on the VIX yesterday. And this morning, on April 9th, as I'm recording this for you guys, it looks like pre-market we're also getting a gap up higher in the VIX as well. Now, the question, the most important question here to ask is this gap going to be closed over the course of the next couple of sessions, which would be incredibly bullish. But clearly, we keep getting a lot of mixed signals here. The market is still in the middle of nowhere. but we continue seeing some signs that some people are getting concerned because these gaps higher in the VIX, they don't happen when we have a situation of 100% complacency. There are clearly some investors that are getting concerned. Hold on, is this the low point on the VIX? So on one point, we want to focus and see, will the 13 level in the VIX hold over the next few days, or are we actually going to close these gaps as in move 2 type formations, which would tell us, hold on, it doesn't matter what anybody does. The market just wants to run higher and higher from here. The next market move that we are observing for today, April 9th, would actually be a market move 6, 11, or 12 because of the sequence of consecutive green days or green market moves, with the exception of that 111 4 days ago. We think that the market is going to show some further signs of deterioration here, and we may get a small gap lower and finish slightly lower for the day. We're not expecting any crazy sell-offs or any crazy moves. So again, trade options in the money. And pay very close attention to any pyramid formation or a move 6, which would be a sell-off going towards the end of the day. That could be a highly profitable trade going into the next day, which would be April the 10th, because there is going to be a higher probability of a move 3 on the follow-through after if we get a move 6 today. So just keep those things in mind. Now, the key takeaways are this. Pay attention if VIX holds the 13 level. Number 2, if Apple begins to reverse, hitting the 200 resistance level, as crazy as it may seem, jump on the put side. Not necessarily just Apple puts, but all the charts that we have just looked at, like the BABA chart, right? Because these seem to have a very high correlation right now. So don't target huge moves again, like a $3, $4 drop, and the Apple could make you 200–300% right now. If you're buying, puts near the money or close to the money. They're only priced for this week at like 80–90 cents. You can buy some Apple puts. They're near the money. So a $3, $4 drop could easily double, triple that. Okay, consider longer-term Tesla puts in the money. Guys, this could be, if you wait patiently on this trade, 30 to 60 day Tesla puts, buy them in the money, like 280 puts, 300 level puts. It's going to be very tough to lose money on that trade because the probability is just so huge that Tesla will continue this series of gaps lower. So if you're not necessarily looking to trade daily, if you're trying to put a trade together and just sit on it for some time, because the market, again, is just in the middle of nowhere right now, this would be a good quality trade you can take. Just be patient. Know that Tesla does some crazy things at times, right? You can bounce 10 bucks and fold 10 bucks on the same day. So don't get scared out of your positions. That's the main thing. Just be patient. Hold on to that for 30 to 60 days. I mean, you're not looking at a 500–600% gain, but it's an easy trade where you can double, triple your money. Okay, and number 4, get ready for the earnings season. Again, tomorrow I'll be posting for the subscribers the stocks we are watching for this Friday, and in the following couple of videos, the stocks we're watching for the next week, so you guys can check out the charts, so you can get ready for this earnings season, because this is where things are going to get exciting. We're going to dig out some really, really awesome trades, and we're going to review ton of charts here in the upcoming week. Guys, with that said, we're changing our subscription services. So for those of you that inherited your subscription and you are a part of the long-term alert service, okay, congratulations, because we're not going to raise any prices on you. You will end up getting quite a bit more, but we're getting away from sending these alerts via a phone. So no matter what you started your subscription with, you will get a lot more value by receiving these daily videos. There's nothing required to do on your part, with the exception that you may start getting some of the messages through a different number. But other than that, the only thing that I would recommend if you're trying to make the most out of these 13 market moves daily subscription service is to make sure that you guys study the 13 market moves course. And if there is a few of you out there that might not have taken the course for whatever reason up till this time, And I strongly encourage you to do that as soon as possible. The link to the course is going to be straight below this video somewhere. Find it, take action now, so you can make this year the best trading year ever for yourself and your families. Now, if you guys have not taken Trade Like a Rockstar course, then make sure you click the link below. We've updated the course. It's got ton of really cool stuff about correlations, specifically how to trade earnings, how to make the most out of your watch list, how to put all the 3 courses together so you can have a step-by-step plan on how to execute and take advantage of the best trades, and more importantly, how to be able to do that on your own without even having to be subscribed for services like long-term alerts or, you know, VIP alerts or something like that. So now if you are a VIP subscriber, okay, you will be getting the 13 Market Moves daily subscription video included in your service. But again, we are going to continue the VIP daily alert subscription through the end of this billing cycle, and then you can actually decide what you want to do from there. But mainly, the only subscription that we will have starting in the next 30 days will be the 13 Market Moves daily subscription. And again, the only requirement to take it is to make sure that you finish the 13 Markets Move formula. Guys, if you have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to send our support an email. I would be happy to assist you in person, answer any questions. But make it an awesome trading day today, guys, and I will catch you in the next video.